Okay, it's a wonderful Saturday morning on this particular station, Voice of the People TV. Yes, it is Morning Buzz, and my name remains Savior Udo.
And I'm Fina. Okay, Chuko, like my colleague in the studio rightly pointed out, is another interesting edition of Morning Buzz on Voice of the People television. If you check your time now, you find out it's just like 3 minutes gone past the hour of 8 o'clock, and we're here to kickstart the show. It promises to be interesting. And first on our radar today, hardship is pain of surgery. Economy is already turning around, and this is coming from the president as the Ibadan demands that the president should create Ibadan state. And this statement comes after his coronation. Interesting indeed.
Zamfara attack, bandits kills 5, adopt worshippers. The insecurity is still quite loud enough in the north, but we pray that the federal government will do something about it. These are the top, or will I say, the major topics of discussion for today. However, we also have other interesting trending stories. But before we proceed, we urge you to kindly click on the subscription button and subscribe to our YouTube page. We are Voice of the People TV on social media platforms. We are VOP TV Live. Also visit us via our website at www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. As a voice, okay, and as Voice of the People TV, your opinion matters to us. Therefore, we encourage you to call and share your thoughts with us. And reactions via our WhatsApp platform, 0904 44732605, because here you have more than a voice.
And talking about you having more than a voice, we have another interesting story here that the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has confirmed the sack of some workers, describing it as a reorganization exercise necessary to protect the facility from repeated sabotage and safety concerns. While management insists that only a small number of staff were affected out of over 3,000 Nigerians currently employed, it stressed that the refinery remains committed to creating jobs, upholding labor rights, and safeguarding the long-term stability of what it calls a strategic national asset. But in the other hand, the workers' union, Pengasen, is crying foul, claiming that over 800 Nigerians were unjustly laid off and replaced by more than 2,000 foreign workers, many of whom allegedly lack valid immigration papers. The union accused the refinery of anti-labor practices and warned that failure to recall the sacked workers could trigger strong legal and industrial action. With both sides standing their ground, this refinery saga is fast becoming a hot test, a case for labor relations in Nigeria's biggest industrial project. First, I want to first of all, applaud the fact that Pengasin brought this actually to the fore. They brought this known to the people of Nigeria, saying that over 800 Nigerians were laid off and they were replaced by, according to Pengasin now, 2,000 foreign workers. And the question on my mind actually is, why will I lay off 800 Nigerian workers to employ 2,000 foreign workers? What is really happening? But it's a good thing to know that I'm going to come up to say, yes, we laid off some persons, but we've not really replaced them with any foreign workers, and we lay them off because we don't want them to do what, to sabotage what we are doing. We want actually to have, to safeguard the long-term stability of this particular refinery. But the question on my mind actually, and I believe it will also be on the mind of some Nigerians, is why are we having this back and forth with the only refinery working, I'm talking about petroleum refinery working in Nigeria? The federal government of Nigeria will have 3 refineries, 4, if I'm to add it, 4 refineries. Port Harcourt, Warri, Kaduna refineries. These refineries have got billions of dollars, millions of naira. A whole lot of money actually have gone into this, and yet they are yet to come upstream. Just 1 month after we were told by the former Group GMD of NNPCL, Melekiari, that the Warri refinery is working, the Port Harcourt refinery is already upstream and all that. And someone actually come up to say, no, those refineries are not working. They are just there. They are just a blending plant, bringing out gas. But now, we learned that even the gas is not really forthcoming out again from the refinery again to start with. 1 month after Warri refinery come upstream, they had to go back again for another month of repairs. And we have one working. If not, today is Nopeng. Tomorrow is Pengasen. Next tomorrow, it might be another one, like the back and forth. NNPCL before now said that they needed an office in refinery, Dangote refinery, for them to be able to carry out, according to them, one of the things or part of the things that they actually reached as an agreement before the refinery started or kick-started. Now, the question is this. If maybe as a private employer, I found out that there's a need for me to retrench, like take out some persons and reorganize my organization or my firm for us to have a wonderful output. I don't really see why it's raising a dust. But the thing is this, only if these Nigerians are being laid off, for them now to be replaced by foreign workers, that's when I have a problem, a very big problem. And believe me, if a foreigner is working in Dangote refinery, we Nigerians will still know. Reason is, we'll see them walking, we'll see them come up, then we'll have to ask questions. You understand? But, the back and forth for me, I don't think is really necessary, because that refinery is the only one working. It is the only one supposed to be giving Nigerians fuel and every other product that Nigerian government could not give us. I am not in support of the fact, some persons will come up to say that Dangote is trying to be a monopoly. He monopolized the cement industry. He monopolized every other sector, the sugar and everything, and now all. Why wouldn't Nigerian government think about that before now and make Nigerian refineries to come upstream to be working? Why wait for an individual to do what a nation cannot do? These are questions that we need to ask first before we start throwing stones. If Nigerian government have decided to make our refineries to be working, I don't really see the reason why an individual will have an interest to go and compete with the nation. But from the look of things, it's more like some persons are actually there. Like Dangote said some time ago, he said that we have some cabals stronger than those, peddling illicit drugs in the oil and gas sector here in Nigeria. Quite appalling, quite unfortunate. Your country, my country, are part of OPEC, and yet we cannot benefit. And some people say Aramco, they are enjoying. If you go to Arab, people are enjoying subsidy everywhere. In Nigeria, no subsidy. If not that NLC and some persons started kicking against the fact that there's another tax, 5% tax on PMS and gas, pump price. By next year, January, Nigeria, if you want to buy fuel for your car, guy, you go pay 5%.
Okay, so Fina, don't forget, they didn't say that they've totally removed that particular tax.
OPEC member,
they only said that for now, they're not implementing it, meaning that from now to that 1st of January, it might still come up.
What are we benefiting from the sweetest crude that we have? Because we were told that we have the sweetest of all the crudes. Of all the crudes.
We can have whatsoever that is sweet in Nigeria, but they don't think that we deserve to use it. It's as simple as that. The powers that be. Now, let me quickly add up to this particular Dangote situation. In a situation in a country where you've given someone the right of monopoly, what else do you expect? You're not giving your workers the right of unionism. You're not giving them the right for them to join whatsoever union of their choices because you want to control them. And you decided to lay fathers off their job. What else do you expect them to do? So you lay them off now, and today you're coming up to say that this was the reasons, blah, blah, blah. No, as at yesterday, Fina, Dangote Group, they actually denied sacking them initially. Pengerson raised that particular situation and, blew it up. That was when Dangote came and they said, oh, this was the reason. But that's not it. It's about the union. So are you saying that the whole situation happened coincidentally, that immediately this group of people joined a union or officially registered, and in 24 hours you sacked them off? You just laid them off? Let us stop this monopoly in Nigeria. One man cannot be holding the nation to ransom.
In the place whereby you've given this one man your birthright.
Because it's already looking like the government cannot even call him to order. It's as simple as that. You talked about our Warri refinery. You talked about our Kaduna refinery. You talked about the Port Harcourt refinery. I also talked about it on People's Voice as of last week. Nothing is happening there. They say, like from a very good source, they said the workers even sleep. Some they just go there and relax.
And they are being paid.
Yes,
remember they are being paid.
Of course. Nothing is happening there. That's one thing about Nigeria. We know how to leave what is more important, okay, and dance to the gallery, give people that smoke screen, and if it is about privatization, now the Dangote is doing all of this, they are paying more attention to Dangote's refinery. But when it comes to Nigerians' own refinery, it doesn't make sense to them. But it's fine. What do we know? We're just a broadcast journalist.
It's not fine.
So,
for me, it's not fine. I have to say it the way it is. It's not fine.
In as much as it's not fine, what do you want to do about it?
I have to keep on lending
just keep
my
talking.
voice.
That's the thing.
As a broadcast journalist,
yes.
I am not supposed to have emotions rolled up. I'm not supposed to take sides, and I'm not taking sides.
We're not.
But all I have to say is this. By Wednesday, Nigeria will be 65 years old. And apart from that, after being 65, we're part of OPEC. Nigeria is the only nation that the people are not enjoying any benefit from the rich mineral resources God have blessed us with. I'm sorry to say this. It's affecting me. The time I was born, my mom kept on saying, Nigeria will be better. Things are not the way it should be now, but I believe in nearest future to be better. And it's now my turn to tell my child, things are not the way it should be, but I believe it's going to be better. And with the way things are looking, we are the ones selling our birthright to individuals, giving them the right to say, okay, do this for us. You know what I have to say?
Yeah.
With the way things are going, it's going to get to a point whereby if I'm to breathe, I'll pay for the tax of inhaling oxygen because we're not, yes.
Welcome to the taxation
We
country.
provide everything for ourselves to start with. Yesterday, I had to burn diesel. There was no light. I had to burn diesel. So I provide electricity for myself. I pay the security guards, at the estate, trying to make sure my properties are secured properly. I provide virtually everything for myself, basic amenities. I am not feeling too well. I have to take myself
But
to
your
the
federal
hospital.
government are saying now that they are going with a renewable energy, right? So they're reaching out to people with solar. So hopefully they'll soon get to your
Now,
state.
it's painful actually to understand also that somebody made us understand that the whole money that the present administration actually is borrowing, they're channeling it into power sector, into transportation, and even health. And then I ask myself, where are the better? Like, I need to see them. I need to see all these things playing
No,
out.
they even said that they've been transferring money. I think about 330 billion has been
poorest of the
disbursed
poor.
to the poorest of the
Who are
poor.
these poorest of the poor?
They would give us that particular data.
And when people keep on talking about this, I'm not antagonizing anyone in this.
We're not, but we're just stating facts.
But I think I need to actually enjoy the fact that I'm a Nigerian, the giant of Africa. Because the other time we're talking about the fact that some persons went to represent Nigeria somewhere in Onga, in New York City, Onga 80, and they were talking about how other nations, we need to look. Anyway, let's discuss that during the time of the major topic of conversation. Yes, because you're talking about how people are being killed or people are dying in their numbers in DR Congo, how we have to wait in and make sure that according to some, in the inhuman activity Israel is carrying out in Gaza.
And you're not here. You're not, that is not far. So, gaskiya ba komi. All right, away from that particular one, the Federal High Court in Abuja has ruled that IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu must open his defense in the terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government after losing his no-case submission. Justice James Omotosho held that the prosecution had established a first-year case, meaning Kanu must now respond formally to the allegations in court. At the same time, the sitting judge ordered that Nigerian Medical Association NMA to set up a panel to investigate Kanu's health condition, following claims of serious medical complications raised by his lawyers. While Kanu's team insisted his health is deteriorating and requested treatment at the National Hospital, the federal government opposed the move, citing flight risks and security concerns. The NMA panel is expected to submit a report within 8 days. I think this Nnamdi Kanu situation has been overflowed over time. And whatsoever the court is requesting for him to actually come out and do, of course, you have to just follow the laws of the land. But what I would just say is that if you have actually extradited someone from another country, you brought him here, and you've been dragging this particular case, as judiciary, you've been dragging this conversation for how many years? How many more years do you want to keep him in detention? If you want to sentence him, just end the case. If you want to release him, please release him. Because this particular situation is still fueling so many unrest and insecurity in the East because they want their leader. So just get to the point. We've been dragging this particular, the back and forth with Nnamdi Kanu situation. And of course, if someone actually mentioned, if he talks about his health, I don't think anyone would want to lie about their health. So this is not about his lawyers and all of that. No, I don't think so. And of course, I saw in the news where they even mentioned that where he's being kept or how he has been treated and all of that, of course, was not really nice. So sincerely, I would want the federal government to do what is right. And when I'm saying doing what is right, if you feel that you want to sentence this man, you want to, prosecute him and sentence this man, go ahead and do what you have to do. Okay, don't just keep him and you just keep adjourning case. 2025 will soon be over. So after 2025, we go into 2026 again. Then afterwards, they forget him, another election in 2027. How long are we going to be doing this back and forth? Okay? Sincerely, how long are we going to be doing this back and forth?
The funny thing there is this. It's high time the government to understand that the continuous detention of Nnamdi Kanu, it's not just, fueling, it's not really fueling insecurity, if I'm to use that word now, because the people there, or the Southeasterners who are clamoring for a well-included way of governance and who are talking against the marginalization that they're facing at this point or since, independence and all that, they are not really the violent person, or they're not violent in their nature. They are peace-loving people and super accommodating. But just for them to understand that the way they are going about this is raising eyebrow, not just in Nigeria, international. And the more they keep on detaining him, or the more they are making it look more like it's a political issue now, no longer what it's supposed to be.
I wouldn't say you should say they are making it look. It is. No, it is political.
The more he's gaining
because if it's not political, guess what, Tina? Let me quickly mention this. Right. If this is not political, we have somebody walking freely in Nigeria that goes in and out of the bush, go to talk to bandits, come back and tell Nigerian government this is what you should do for them. And the person is still walking freely.
You're going far. 2007.
And you are detaining Nnamdi Kanu.
2007, a particular man in Nigeria also was apprehended. He was kept, by the state government. I'm talking about Nigeria as a nation, now by the nation. And then when the case of him not feeling too well came upstream, immediately, swiftly, he was granted the application to go take care of himself. I'm talking about Asari Dokubo.
Yeah.
So they did it for him. These are the persons.
So we're now doing a selective...
And then he is back again in the Greek, and we're looking at a man whom, according to some person, they say, that according to what the DSS said, he jumped bail. So that was the reason they are trying to be careful with him, given the fact that, the case on the 3rd of September was when the Kanu's council decided to take this to Justice Musaliam. She happens to be the one on vacation, judge on vacation, to say, this man is not feeling too well. His sickness, his health is deteriorating. Guess what happened? We're told that, she said, no, I don't think I can handle this. She referred it back again to where it should be. And boom, finally, they are there to look at it, to make sure they help to dissect it, to make sure it's good the way it should be and all that. And Justice James Omotosho is given 8 days to NMA to come up with something. So what happened if this man now, I'm not praying for that, but what happened if something happened to him? Someone is not feeling too well. If you go to check some of the statements, there was a part where the SS was saying that they provided him with a medical practitioner. He rejected it, saying that he does not really trust them. He went out of his way.
Of course, he has the right to pick his doctor now. And why should you give him someone?
Well, I'm not trying to preempt the court at this point in time, but so many persons have talked about this. So many persons have talked about this. I'm talking about from the south to the east. Even lawmakers have visited. Over 50 of them visited the president to say, look into this young man's case. He's a secessionist, yes. He's clamoring for the state.
Whatsoever decision they want to make, let them just make that decision. If you want to release him, release him. If you want to, whatsoever you want to, just do what you have to do. But this detention is not sincerely working.
But if I have to join other persons that share this line of thought that the particular clamor from the Southeast is now an ideology. It's no longer a case of an individual. The late Chukwemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, they fought the war, the Nigerian Civil War, the Biafran Civil War, 67 to 70. They were talking about marginalization. There was a declaration, a Berea Court declaration and all that. Now, there was Maso, or Wazirike did his own. And now we're having Nnamdi Kanu now. And then people ask, the question is, have we been able to nib on the board what is giving rise to all these talks? Sunday Boho was clamoring for the Yoruba nation. Onitiri also talked about Yoruba nation. They were all citing the same thing, marginalization.
The same Sunday Boho is back now. I hope you are aware.
He is. He's
back. All he did was just go to different palaces and he started prostrating for them to forgive him. And afterwards, he's free now.
And then people are asking.
But Nnamdi Kanu was not even in Nigeria when he was extradited.
Are they having an Igbo problem? That's a question left for some persons to answer. But this is how far we can go on talking about, these banters and the trend and stories. We're going to a quick break and we'll come back. It's time for us to take a quick peep on the cover page of the National Daily. The world to stay with us. Glad to have you back. It's still the morning balls on Voice of the People television, and it's time for the newspaper review. Front page review here. We have the Saturday Telegraph, we have the Guardian Weekend, This Day, the Weekend Trust, the Saturday Vanguard, the Nation Saturday, and a whole lot more. I would like to start off from the Saturday Telegraph. The window headlines are Chima Ubani's wife. I got so scared. I told him to abandon activism. Right after that story, recall how General Abacha placed 50 million naira bounty on his head. The story is on page 13 of the Saturday Telegraph. Alleged terrorism, you have case to answer. Court tells Nnamdi Kanu. Gives NMA 8 days to ascertain IPOB's leader's health status. The battle headline happens to be about Nigeria 65. Fajoyi Yakasai, Fada Hussein, Wazirike, others point way forward. Right after that story, our leaders need self-introspection, modest gains, not debt. We are making steady progress, says Tinubu. And beside that bold headline, we have other stories to be. Dangote refinery Pengasen Bika over sacking 800 Nigerian workers fired Pengasen. It is not true. Over 3,000 Nigerians still employed, Dangote. Onga 80, Shetima meets U.S. Secretary General Security Council bid. Coronation, Ladoja to Tinubu create Ibadan state. The right after that, President, and Nigeria's economy has turned the corner. Ibadan lucky to have Ladoja as Oba, says Atiku. Secondary schools are breeding ground for vices, smoking negative mirrors of our society. That's coming from Anyangu. It goes against core values, Commissioner speaks there. And the bottom strip headline, allegations. Afenifere wants AGF to probe Akpabio, Natasha. The story is on page 4 of the Saturday Telegraph.
And from the Guardian Weekend, we have Nigeria at 65, which is the bold one there. Tears of children leaders can't ignore. And the upper bar there, we have World Tourism Day, why Nigerians reach a tourism attraction fail to drive national growth. Mbanefo Nwago deepens diasporic heritage with beatification of Gola Gashi ancestors, right? And beneath that particular one, we have, I am happy to witness history. Tinubu declares as Ladoja ascends Olubadan throne. Alleged terrorism, you have case to answer, court tells Nnamdi Kanu. That's on page 2, okay? Onga Shetima UN chief meets over Nigerian Security Council bid, UNDP, okay? Dangote refinery refutes alleged sack of workers over unionism. All right, and finally, there I have Ade Bule, okay, a scholar's unique investment for Nigeria 65. All right, the last one, the new NDLES sniffer dog facility will boost fight against illicit drug in Nigeria, says Mawa.
Up next is This Day newspaper, and above the masthead, Provideos become ninth largest bank by assets as it combines with Unity Bank. Shareholders endorse deal. That's the rider. NNPC remits 8.86 trillion naira to Federation in 7 months. Records 539 billion naira profit in August. Then we have the banner headline. FG vows to unlock tourism potential, target 7.2 trillion naira contribution to GDP. Oba Ladoja achieves lifelong dream, crowned 44 to Lubada, pushes for Ibadan state. The writer said that story, Tinubu, Southwest governors, ex-governors, traditional rulers, others, honor installation. Economy has turned the corner. Your suffering will soon be over. That's coming from the president as he declares. And the picture we have there is about the 44th Lubadon, His Imperial Majesty, Obaladoja. Ekota, Lekki residents count losses, says every rainfall is a disaster. And that's the last story you find on the cover page of This Day newspaper.
And from Weekend Trust, bandits guns down worshippers at Zamfara mosques. Sahad built from my savings as a messenger. Dangote Group sacks workers. Okay, and we have a a very bold one there. Our food harm you. Of course, we have the breakdown of that particular one. You can go see it. And away from that particular one, investigation, journalist secures 2 jobs with Oluwole certificates. Okay, and beneath there we have delegates walk out on Netanyahu at Onga, and the 2027 election, Jonathan's at in the ring.
The Saturday Vanguard will be the next one that we have to take a peep on. The banner headline there reads, Nigeria's economy at 65, how we missed the boat. Then above the masthead, role of kings not only to wear beads, acquire women. Ladoja says as he is crowned 44th Olubadan. This is a new dawn in Ibadan land. Tinubu to Nigerians, your sufferings has yielded progress, growth. That story is on page 5 on the Saturday Vanguard. And beside that, Fubara dissolves pensions board constituted by Ibas. The story is on page 4. All right, we have other headlines to be trade fair demolition. I lost everything before my foreign partners. Magnus Ike. Writers, we chose peace, not violence. Chief Eric. Traders alert selective exercise, says complex. Federal land. Lagos defense action. Nigerians have lost confidence in the electoral process. That's coming from Itodo Yaga, Africa Boss. You have no case. You have case, I beg your pardon, have case to answer, court tells Nnamdi Kanu in court. And those are the stories on the cover page of Saturday Vanguard, and that's how far we can go. But we have with us in the studio, we have Dr. Peter Anosike, who happens to be a philosopher, a development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, and politics, even power included. So, and also we'll be joined by Mr. Lawale Kunjayo, an educationist, farmer, and a public affairs commentator. And from Benin, we have Comrade Israel Amadin Emina Jr., who happens to be the Africa Regional President, Global Youth Parliament, public affairs analyst, political analyst, and also member of the Edo Civil Society Organization. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Dr. Peter Anosike.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you join today's conversation. All right, good morning, Comrade Israel Amadin Emina, if you can hear me. All right, now, Dr. Peter, I would like you to react to any of the headlines. As a spirit directs, I could remember when I was reading one, you were nodding your head, but let's get your opinion.
There are so many to react to.
You have the floor.
Dr. the floor is yours.
I want to start with Chiema Obane.
Okay.
On Tuesday, there's an editorial that I wrote that Chiema Obane predicted his death to me a week before he died. So, because one thing is that I was the last journalist that he spoke to before going to Maiduguri for the protest against this federal government, the way federal government is treating workers in Nigeria. And even though officially it was reported that he had a motor accident, but I know that it wasn't a motor accident because he told me that he know that government is after him, but that he's not afraid to die. That his concern is the person who will succeed him. He told me, Peter, all these activists that I'm seeing around here are not sincere. That his concern is who will succeed him. So he has to go to Enugu and bring one Ibuchukwu Ezike. Understand? So Ibuchukwu Ezike did not know the reason why Chiema said he should come over. Understand? So even this, about 5 days ago, I come up with a book, Abuse of Power, How Democracy Turned into a Tyranny of the Few. It was the Ibuchukwu Ezike that wrote on the foreword.
The foreword, yeah.
Ibuchukwu Ezike is the current executive director of Civil Liberty Organization, which was what Obano was heading. Understand? So, Chiema Obano did not have an accident. In the car that he was in was a Vanguard photo editor. And the 4 other people that federal government say, and the 4 unknown others. But we know who those 4 unknown are. So, and for me, I feel that since we have democracy, government should have kind of done something for him and the family. Because he had a very young family when this thing happened in 2005. And that was about 20 years ago. So I'm using this opportunity to appeal to federal government to remember Chima Obani. Because as we speak, it is not those who fought for democracy that are enjoying this democracy. All the 36 governors now, none of them fought for democracy. No single one of them. So it is not those who fought for democracy that are now enjoying it. So they should try to remember those who brought about this democracy. Many of them paid their supreme sacrifice. Understand? Now imagine after fighting, others will now begin to enjoy what you fought for, and you have not been remembered.
Interesting, given the fact that the then Abacha even placed 50 million bounty on his head.
Chima he knew that government was after him, but he told me that death is a continuum, that he is not afraid.
What a revelation this morning. I'm having goosebumps. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Anosike. Okay, I would like you to react to the back and forth between Pengasin and Dangote, maybe in 1 minute or thereabouts, so that we can move on to the next.
Okay, I can say that if there are people who know how Dangote thinks, I am one of them. My first book was Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, which is an interview I did with him, understand? So I know Dangote thinks like every other CEO. A CEO has no heart. A CEO has no soul. Understand? What he thinks is how to move his business forward. So the issue is this. Once you have above 50 workers in your company, you are supposed to have union. And it is the union that protects the workers. An instance, imagine if there's no ASU. Federal government may decide not to pay them for the next 10 years. A single lecturer cannot go to confront the Minister of Education. So that's the importance of unions. Union protects workers, but CEOs don't like unions. CEOs don't like unions. And talking about monopoly, Dangote is running monopoly in the downstream sector. He is running monopoly in the downstream sector, and nobody can compete with him.
Interesting revelation. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Anosike, for your submission there. And this is how far we can go on reviewing the front page of the National Daily. We'll go on a quick break and we'll come back. We'll kickstart to the first topic of conversation as the president is telling Nigeria that hardship is pain of surgery, that the economy is already turning around. Also, with the fact that the Ibadan is demanding from the president the creation of Ibadan State. Do also stay with us. In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs the voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And on the bold angle with Jamalina, we dive deeper into stories that shape our world.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Good morning! It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
VOP This Morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday.
Glad to have you back. It's still the Morning Buzz and Voice of the People television. Now to the first segment of the show, the first topic of conversation here. Ibadan witnessed history on Friday as former Oyo State Governor Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja was crowned as 44th Olubado of Ibadan land at a grand coronation ceremony in Mapo Hall. In his remarks, the new monarch appealed to President Tinubu to support the creation of Ibadan State from Oyo State before 2027, saying it was a long-desired dream of the people. Ladoja, with a touch of humor, asked all Ibadan residents at the ceremony to rise in appreciation of the president for already accepting their request. President Tinubu, who attended alongside governors, federal ministers, and top traditional rulers, used the occasion to reassure Nigerians about his economic reforms. He likened the hardship being endured by citizens to the pain of a painful surgery, but insisted that the nation's economy had turned to the corner and promised a future of growth and prosperity. His words drew both relief and curiosity about what lies ahead for Nigerians facing rising cost of living. The event drew a powerful blend of political and traditional leaders, including the Sultan of Sokoto, the Alaafin of Oyo, the governors from Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti, with Ibadan State now listed among 31 proposed new states in the ongoing constitutional amendment debates. The Olubadan call may reawaken fresh conversation around restructuring and state creation in Nigeria's process that has remained elusive since 1999. We have with us still in the studio Dr. Peter Anosike, who we told you earlier is a philosopher, a development economist, and a best-selling author. He's also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. And joining us in the studio is Mr. Lawale Kuntayo, an educationist, a farmer, and a public affairs commentator. And we'll also be touching to our Benin studios where we have Comrade Israel Amadin Emina Jr., who happens to be the Africa Regional President, Global Youth Parliament. A public affairs commentator also joined the conversation. Good morning, Mr. Lawale Kuntayo.
Good morning.
Good to have you join today's conversation.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Comrade Amadin Jr., if you can hear me. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being part of today's morning buzz. Let me start off with you, Dr. Peter Anosike. A call for more creation of states. We're looking at, we're getting for another information, during the coronation ceremony yesterday, the Olubadan asking for, another creation of a state, Ibadan State. Please help us actually. What do you make of this over the fact that some of the states that we have in Nigeria, for some persons that are not even viable, like they can't even provide for themselves to start with. Most of them depend on FAC allocation. Not much from internal generation and all that. And then there's a clamor for creation of 31 more states to join the already existing 36. Help us walk around this.
Instead of calling for creation of more states, we should be calling for merger of states. We should be calling for merger of states or acquisition of states. Lagos can acquire more states because you are a state, you cannot fund yourself.
I'm telling you.
It doesn't make sense. So for me, creating more states, it just means having more having more governors, having more senators, having more House of Reps. It will not impact on the life of the people. Understand?
When you say creating of more states is not going to impact on the life of the people, let's take it a bit down. We have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. If we go to the southeast, they are the only region that have lesser states.
That's
in the
fine.
northeast, they have 7, others 6. But in southeast, they have just 5 states. Is that being fair? If I'm to ask that, are we seeing equitable creation of states in all the regions we have in Nigeria?
The issue is, if it is necessary to create a state, what we just need is one state in the southeast to bring it that's let it be at par with the other states. But mind you, Northwest has 7, and when Southeast is talking about put us with the other states, then those that have 6 will be saying we want to be 7. So, but the issue is most states in the country, not up to 5 states in the country, are economically viable. So it will not make any economic sense creating additional states. Understand? That's why I say we should even be talking about merger of states. Just like states like KB, Gombe, I was born in the north. Understand? These states cannot sustain themselves without an occasion from Abuja. So I don't see the genuineness in creating more states. Understand? Rather, we should try, because Nigeria made progress just between 1960 to 1966 when we have regions. But since then, we have been doing 1 step forward, 4 steps backwards. So I'm not in support of creating more states for those who have 6. If a state should be created, it should be southeast.
So you think that this call by Ladoja is not going to be heeded by the president?
Even it is not even possible for
Ibadan State?
No, I mean for a democratic government to create states. You can see all the states created were created under the military because it's by fiat. For the state to be created, you have to go to the third that's of the 36 states. And an instance, Kebbi State, their own House of Assembly members will say, can we create for others, and we will not get anything. So it's not going to be possible. So that's why I feel that even this call for more states is just a waste of time and a distraction, because it's not going to be possible.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. Let me come to Mr. Lawa. The president, or our president, actually said better days are ahead, and he said the economy of the country is growing and we are gradually doing better. So if I would ask you this morning, what specific economic indicators suggest Nigeria is making progress?
The president, they should have asked him now. People around him that day should have asked him that he should tell us which part of the economy that they can hold on to that is doing well. Because I mean, as of now, I don't know. I don't know. When Nigeria is seriously falling, we are not even stagnant. You get? We are falling. People don't understand that if you don't have history of how you got to where you are, it's difficult for you to move forward. People think that the democracy started in Nigeria in 1960. Democracy didn't start from Nigeria in 1960. Democracy started in Nigeria many, many years behind. Even before the white men. Yes, the white men were ruling. They were ruling us democratically. People don't know that the whites, British, were ruling us democratically. Because we had an assembly at that time, and that assembly was making laws that the British was using in ruling. And that's why we have Macpherson's constitution, Lytton's constitution, Richardson's constitution. Go and look at those constitutions. They were constituted by Nigerians representing each regions, and they make laws for the British to use. Now, when they did this thing, They did it with the region. There was no state. And they were doing very well. There was a progress. Nigeria was progressing astronomically. And they were measuring that progress with facts and evidences. Now, when we took over, what we did was that we did self-rule. So, self-rule and democracy are not the same. Democracy means government of the people, by the people, for the people. So, we were ruling ourselves that time. We were making laws, and they were overseeing it. But we took over with independence. That, okay, we want to be overseeing ourselves. We don't want any big person to be overseeing us. That's the only difference. And then look at it. In 6 years, we destroyed everything. And they created states. The people who rule us and were making progress did not create states. We came on board. We created states. The country did not progress. Everything we did not make the country to progress. And then somebody on a coronation day that people supposed to be celebrating. It's like somebody, invited somebody to come to your wedding and is talking about your debt. You are owing him. He's talking about the new car you should buy for him. You'll be wondering, excuse me, that's not what we have come here to do.
That's not why we are here.
We are here to celebrate. I expected him to be talking about the celebration, the prayer for the new monarch, and then you don't go there and be talking politics. We have politicized everything. That's why I keep saying that the error Nigerians are making is that we always vote politicians into our political offices. Not because they call it political office doesn't mean it should be occupied by
it has to be politicians. We should get technocrats. We should get every other.
That is it. The people that will come there.
So, Mr. Lawal, let me take it off from where you stop, and of course, let me highlight the part of democracy that you're talking about here. So, since you've actually stressed it, let me ask you, what are the most significant challenges facing Nigerians' democracy as of today? And we'll take that simultaneously. And also, how do you think Nigerians' democracy can be strengthened?
See, when you are running something that is not right, when you are running something the opposite way, when you are doing something the way it's not supposed to be done, you think you are experimenting, and the experiment is not working. You need to backtrack. Nigeria needs to be reset. That is the solution.
How do you mean when you say
we need to reset? We need to reset. We need to overhaul the constitution. All this constitutional amendment is not going to work because you have made areas that are favorable to you and doesn't favor the Nigerian masses. So you keep over. Now we need total overhauling. We need resource control. That is the way the country can grow. We need leaders. We need constitution that will make leaders servants. It will make leaders, political office holders, employees of the people. The people employ you to go. You go there, you get salary like every other civil servant. You get out of there.
Now, why is our own a bit difficult? Because some persons will tell you that the democracy we're using today in Nigeria, we learned it from America.
No.
So why is it that
it's wrong? Okay. We don't learn this from America. Go and ask Obasanjo that brought it.
What is different with the one?
So many things. So many things. Look at Trump. Look at what Trump went to. Look at what Clinton went through. In the issue of Monica Lewinsky, sexual allegation. Yeah. Look at what he went through. Plus the House, they almost impeached him. Look at our own Akpabio. Sexual allegation. And the president came out and said he has confidence. Are you telling us he has confidence that he did it, or you have confidence that he didn't do it? He said he has confidence in the leadership of the House. That is, has a sexual allegation.
It's a diplomatic statement.
By diplomatic statement. And you're asking, do you have confidence that he did it, or you have confidence
that he didn't do it?
You say you have confidence in him. You have confidence in the House. The same House, Senate, that did not even follow his own rule, that is doing things outside the Constitution because they derive their own power from the Constitution. And they don't obey it, and nobody calls them to order. You are talking about INEC that cannot, his conduct is totally, terribly, questionable.
Because they pick the leader, they pick the chairman of INEC.
And you can say that
they appoint the chairman of EFCC.
That's why I tell
so
that
they
the
appoint
Constitution
everybody.
Needs overhauling. You remember, Jonathan did confab. Do you remember?
Of course.
Where is the confab?
2014.
And now they are talking about constitutional amendment where there was a confab.
Maybe when Jonathan comes back.
The still there. So we need total overhauling of this. We are not practicing democracy at all. This one they are practicing is autocratic in democratic heading.
Interesting one.
They headed it as democracy, but the content is totally outside democracy.
Okay. Now, Dr. Peter, the president said that the pain we're having at this point in time is just like that of a surgery pain. It will wear off with time, and then maybe the scar might be there a little, or maybe something can happen. I might go for a cosmetology.
And Fina, to add to that, he said that he's now seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, we are moving to a corner.
They are just rehearsing phrases. In 2016, Femi Adesina said that the suffering Nigerians are going through today is like taking a bitter drug. Though it will be bitter it's like taking a drug. Though it will be bitter in the mouth, later it will heal the whole body. That was what Adesina said in 2016.
So are you not seeing that coming out?
I think the medication is fake.
So as they are just rehearsing phrases. Mind you, this is not a new government. This is the same political party that came on board in 2015. The same policies and programs. So from that time till today, we are still being fed with the same information. Hope is not a strategy. You cannot go to a bank and borrow money with hope. Give me 1 million naira, I hope I will get money and pay you in the next. So one, Nigerians, as Mr. Ekundayo said, what we are practicing under the guise of democracy is autocracy. This is autocracy, and Nigerians understand that Nigerians God created Nigeria so that it will favor the people in power. Understand me? God created Nigerian masses so that it will favor one. Nigerians don't bounce back. If you push a Nigerian to the wall, he will with his own hand push that wall down and continue as if nothing happened.
Now, when you say Nigerians don't bounce back and every other thing, some persons decided to protest bad governance in Nigeria. They were arrested,
and what happened?
And they were charged. Some of them were charged with treasonable felony and all that. Now, what else do you think, or how do you think Nigerians at this point in time should demand for credible leaders and also inclusivity in everything that is going on in this nation, especially when it gets to economy?
We should be resilient. We give up too easily. Imagine this NMA in Abuja called a strike. Nothing was, no demand was made. They cut it off.
Doctor, do you remember I said it last week Saturday?
So it doesn't.
That nothing would happen.
Nothing.
And this is 1 week after. We are still here.
you went because in Lebanon, strike is the last option. After all negotiations has failed, you now call for the protest. You call for the protest. Nothing was given. You cut it off. So they are learning from you and acting accordingly. So that's the problem of this country. We adjust so easily. Fina, 10 years ago, do you believe that you can buy fuel at 1,000 naira? But we are buying as if all is well.
All is well, and we're not complaining.
Understand me? So that's why I said God created Nigerian masses in such a way that it will favor those in power.
Now, when you talk about God creating Nigerian masses and also the part that, for example, this particular administration since the come of spring, we've seen the disbursement of cash to persons, vulnerable Nigerians. We also see the president.
Anybody that receives.
We also get the president saying, let's go for wage award. Let's increase instead of 30,000, 35,000, because of the fact that we're taking out the fuel subsidy so that workers will have something to lay their hands on. From there, we saw the president also give directive that rights should be shared, palliatives upon palliatives, and these are ways for him, according to him, the tax reform from what we got today. We're looking at all the good things that the president has done.
The tax.
The tax reform. The tax reform is for the people who earn more to pay, when those who don't really earn more, should benefit from what the people will earn more. And also, we've seen the president also go on to bring out some policies. For example, for equitable, let's say, development, we have the local government autonomy now in Nigeria.
Not functioning.
And a whole, now, is it the work of the president? Is it the work of the president for all these things now to function? Or the people that have these duties called out for them not to push? Are you going to blame the president after he have already gone out far to increase the FAC allocation for the fact that the president, or rather the state governors are not using this money as well? Are we being,
So you are telling me that the FAC allocation is to the benefit of Nigerians? Are you telling me? You are telling me that the local government allocation directly to them is to the benefit of Nigerians. Let me tell you that it doesn't benefit Nigeria. That direct allocation to to local government has no benefit to ordinary Nigerians. The reason is because you are still giving money to the local government chairman, and the way they spend it, nobody can ask them.
Then how then are you sure that...
I'm coming. Let me finish.
I am coming. See,
if you want the local government to develop, you go to resource control, and then you support.
Mr. Lawal.
So everybody will develop his own local government. If you give money, go to the north, go to some local, even in this Lagos state. How many times have you, as a journalist, gone to the local government chairman to ask them how did they spend their money?
Mr. Lawal, the good book made us understand that if you cannot take care of the little being given to you, how well will you not be able to handle the much? Now, for example, what you said, you're calling for resource control, and people cannot account for the handouts, according to you, being given to them by the president or by the federal government. How then will you now control the much that these people will get when it manages to be
I'll give you the answer.
Without the president's intervention or without anybody intervening?
I'll have the answer for you.
Please, how?
Good.
If the local government chairmen are unapproachable, when they have the federal government still checking them, the governors are unapproachable according to you. When they have the federal government there, so how then do you think they will be approachable when they are now the ones controlling?
I'll tell you. Now, it's like they made you head of a company, and the company is not generating anything. What would they do to you? Will they not chase you out? In fact, the people will go on strike. But if you are not performing, you as head, you are not performing, but free money is coming from somewhere to shock, to cushion your failure. People, they really complain. You can even use that money to settle security, settle some other people that will suppress the others if they want to rise against you. So I don't worry, we'll give you money. Don't worry, we'll give you money. But that money will not bring anything to you because all of you will be chasing to buy something that is not available. Are you with me? But if your local government if you don't develop your local government, the people will impeach you and put the person that will develop the local government that have an idea. They'll put that person there, and the person will progress. That's why the countries like Europe and America are serious, because the states, the people are conscious of their political leaders. The moment they see that you are not doing well, they chase you out. But here, because there's a free money coming, you can simply use it to settle. That's what is going on. Now, in the local government, now you don't generate money. How do you pay salary? How do you pay your workers? Will they not rise against you? Will they not go on strike? Now you are a chairman, local government, and your workers did not come to work. So how do you now? Will you not run away? But free money is coming. Don't worry, you don't need to do anything. Now free money will come. Everybody will wait. They will give you free money, and then you go back to sleep again. And then you are telling me that makes a progress. Do you have a child, and then you pay that child every salary every month? Do you think that child will work? Are you telling that child will work? If you are paying a child, it's your child, you are paying that child salary for not working. Do you think that child will ever work in his life? But if that child goes to work, if he needs assistance, you want to do business, I can assist you. Maybe what you are earning is not enough, I can assist you. But for you not to work, I am not going to accept it. The same thing with the local government and the governor. That's why so people every now and then will be asking for states. Every now and then they'll be asking for states. The question is, that state you are asking for, have you the basic running cost of that state? Do you know it? Do you know the basic running cost of the
Okay, Mr. Lawal, in closing your conversation, I would like you to just give me this particular one. How can Nigeria balance economic growth with social welfare development? How can Nigeria balance economic growth with social welfare and development?
You know Nigeria is a very peculiar area. So mention your own area of social welfare. That is peculiar to Nigeria.
Look at everywhere, basically.
You want to talk about health?
Look at everywhere.
All basic
Because
Because
everything
Nigeria is
that
a
has
very
to do
strange
with
country, you know.
all
Yes.
basic.
Very totally different from any other country that is existing in the world. Even countries that are fighting war, they are doing far better than Nigeria. Ukraine is doing better, far better than Nigeria. They are fighting war.
How
So,
can Nigeria balance its place?
see, one thing is this. The moment you have wrong leaders, you can never have a balance. The way to balance is for us to first of all fix the leadership, fix your constitution, fix the rule of law. Everybody will be afraid. Everybody will be under the rule of law. If you are a president, you are under the rule of law. Everybody, to the common man, is under the rule of law. By then, what needs to be done will be done. Do you know what happened in general hospitals these days? You see how people die just easily in hospitals, and you don't know about that. Kidnapping happening in Lagos State here. One chance is still happening in Lagos State every day. People are kidnapped and they are paying ransom every day in Lagos State, and it looks like it's only in the north. But it's happening in Lagos State here now, regularly. It happens to somebody just 3 days for this week, Monday, it happens to that person. He was going to work. In Lagos State, not far from here, he was kidnapped by one chance, and immediately that morning, they collected, they are paid ransom in order for the person to be released. And you think it's going on in the north? It's not only in the north, it's going on in Lagos State here. And that's one of the social basic things you are talking about: security, availability of food. So what food does Lagos State generate? You want to tell me Lagos doesn't have a land to produce? Talk less of those who have
Lagos
land
State
in the north.
is now in partnership with Niger State to be precise. Yes.
Rice.
Good, in partnership. Let's see how it comes. I clap for them. Let's see how it goes if they don't politicize it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawale Kundai. Let's get your concluding thought, Dr.
Well,
Peter Anosike.
For the question that you asked, I'll answer it in just one sentence. Government should practice people over profit. That's the only way.
But it's still the people that made up the government.
You cannot tell me that GDP is increasing while people are going to bed without food. So we should practice people over profit. Before a country should do well, the people should do well, because government is about the welfare of the people.
Interesting point. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Anosike. Thank you so much also, Mr. Lawale Kundayo. We'll go on a quick break and we'll come back. We'll go through to talk about insecurity bedeviling the north as Zamfara attack happened again, where we learned that bandits killed 5 persons and abduct worshippers. And this happened just a few days ago. Still to stay with us.
All right, welcome back to the program. It is still Morning Buzz on VOP TV. Here we are on our second conversation this morning. Armed bandits are struck again in Zamfara State, killing at least 5 worshippers and abducting several others during Friday morning prayers in Yandoto community, to be precise, Safe local government. Witness said that attackers stormed the mosque, opened fire on the congregation, and whisked an unspecified number of people into the forest, sparking panic and sorrow across the community. The incident comes barely a week after a similar attack in Gidan, Tobe, village, over 40 worshippers were adopted during dawn prayers. The rising wave of killings and adoption has left residents in shock and fear, with community leaders offering prayers for the victims and calling for an end to the bloodshed. Despite the spread of violence, our security agencies are yet to comment on the latest incident, further fueling frustration among citizens already grappling with widespread insecurity in Zamfara and other parts of the Northwest. Meanwhile, at the National Summit on Violent Extremism in Abuja, experts stressed that Nigeria cannot defeat insecurity without addressing its root causes. They pointed to poor governance, economic inequality, and porous border as key drivers of extremism, warning that the country must adopt a more holistic approach, combining with security measures, with development, inclusion, and good governance to stem the tide of violence. Sincerely, this is not a good one, because it is now becoming the order of the day in Zamfara State. But of course, we have still our guests in the studio to make sense out of this particular situation. We still have Dr. Peter Anosike, and we still have Mr. Lawa with us in the studio this morning. Doctor, let me start with you. What can you make out of this particular insecurity in Zamfara? Because there is no day now that we open either our phone or we go to the newspaper stand that we won't see Zamfara in the news as regards to insecurity. And now, to add to it, the security agencies are yet to even say a word. Last week, Saturday, when we talked about the IED, the police actually said they reached out to them after 2 days, or they replied to them after 2 days. But now the security agencies are yet to even say a word. What can you make out of this?
Well, it is defending of government, because the primary role of government is protection of life and property. And any government that is not doing that has failed. And again, Nigerians are not even serious about this. Did you watch the video of peace deal between the government and the terrorists?
It was really funny.
Where these guys came with rocket
They came out,
launcher,
yes. They came out with complete ammunition.
AK-47, just walking
boldly to come and negotiate with government, with your people, with your community, and they went back to where they were coming from.
At the end of the day, they were now to go back into the forest with those. So it cannot happen anywhere.
And now they are even mentioning that they want the government to build schools for them, to give them their own hospital, to make sure that their community is doing fine, and they wouldn't disturb any other person.
Giving government condition, terrorism, but giving government condition. So for me, we got this thing wrong when we begin to pay ransom. Because it's like somebody blackmailing you. Once you start paying, you must continue paying. About last year, we heard that about 2 trillion naira was used there for ransom. So it has become a lucrative business. They will kidnap, government will quietly go and pay. They will finish that money, go and kidnap again. So they thrive on fear. Understand? So for me, what the committee in Abuja said is the only way out. The way to stop insecurity is a good governance. If the people are happy, understand, they will cooperate with government. If people are happy, they will give intelligence to the government. But today, Nigerians are not even sure who is helping them more, the bandits or the government. In Niger State, when people were battling for MFN money, bandits were giving the new notes to the people. Understand? Government is sharing palliative. Terrorists are also sharing palliative. So Nigerians are confused. And until we get leaders who truly care for the people, this thing will continue.
Talking about leaders who really care for the people, we got a report from Kwara State that there was a certain emir who said that he is giving out the orders to journalists in Patagi local government area and also the community around them to stop reporting issues on insecurity because it's painting Abdulrazak's, his tenure or term in office bad. Now, how are we going to get a clear information on what is really happening as regards the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, where we're getting persons who are supposed to speak about this, being asked not to talk about it again? And it was this week, this is still Saturday, this week, we learned that the same Patagi local government also, there was another attack again by bandits in that area. So how then do you think that, the government at this point, we're looking at immediate solution for us to make sure that the persons who are being the people who are being victims of this back and forth, the carnages and everything now, maybe have a relief. Or communities that have been sacked can go back to the community. What do you think we should do at the immediate?
Well, for me, the immediate is as I said before, good governance. When the people are happy, they will cooperate with government, they will work with government. But when they feel that government does not care for them, they will not care for government. Again, this issue of negotiating with bandits, understand, forgiving bandits. Now you want to have a peace deal with a bandit that has killed 300 people. Imagine the families of those 300 people, and that bandit gets justice, and the families of those killed gets injustice. So we should try and find that's an amicable way. It is not easy. We don't have the facilities to reform a bandit. Understand? It doesn't happen in this country.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Mr. Lawale Kundayo, let's get your opinion on this. We are de-radicalizing, rehabilitating bandits and reintegrating them back into the society on the guise of non-kinetic approach. And then we still have some persons in Nigeria. The other day, on the cover page of the National Daily, we learned that Sheikh Gabi, who happens to be a former captain in the Nigerian army, is asking for leniency, more like an amnesty for bandits, terrorists. Let's take away the word bandits. Let's use what they are, terrorists in Nigeria. To the point that the terrorists are telling Nigerians to stop using terrorists to address them, or else they'll start keep on terrorizing the nation. Please help us actually walk around this. Where do we get it all wrong? Where are we heading to?
And even Gumi warned that soldiers should not be provoking bandits.
Now, let me become, more, I don't want to use controversial. Now, let's look at IPOB and let's look at terrorists in the north. Because let's look at the way the two of them are. Now, the next thing is this. Let's look at the way the government treats the two of them. Let's look at the way the government treated Igboho during the time he was, trying to, prevent this Fulani men from, taking this, all these killings and the same thing happening in his own area. Look at the way he was treated. Look at the way Nnamdi Kanu and IPOD were treated. Look at the way the terrorists were treated. Igboho was never declared a terrorist or even a bandit. And yet, look at the way the government moved its machinery, security machinery against him. They chased him as far as Benin. They did it the same Kanu. Look at the way they use the government instrument to get what they want. And here, we have the same government negotiating with certain terrorists. Because if you tell me that the terrorists overwhelm the government, I always use these examples. That if they overwhelm, why are these ones, not overwhelming government? Why is it only this one section? Overwhelming government. Why are the other ones not overwhelming government? Because government go against them and get them.
Do you think that
Then what exactly is going on?
Do you think that the terrorists we're having in Nigeria now, because we learned from the CDS that they are not even Nigerians, they're foreigners. Now, yeah, that was what we were told. Even the Muftuang, Caleb Muftuang of Plateau State said the same thing. Hyacinth Ali of Benue State also said that when the people that they caught, they profiled them, they found that they're not even Nigerians, they're foreigners. And we learned sometime from Babagana Zulum that some of the persons in Maiduguri who are actually causing the mayhem there also are not from Nigeria. That they have maybe one or two affiliation with ISWAP or any other.
I'm not going to discuss all that. I've already analyzed.
Do you think that the terrorists in Nigeria are getting ground because they are having external support from more sophisticated terrorist groups who are being feared?
External support is not viable when you are fighting your enemy. You get it? It's your internal, workings that actually prevent the enemy from coming. It's not what the enemy is doing. You only need what the enemy is doing to be able to re-strategize. Look at America. Why is America going to attack some countries? Because drugs. They keep allowing hard drugs to get into their country. They go to that country and attack and begin to do something there, begin to put pressure on them because they see that they are allowing all these criminals to enter their country.
You want Nigeria to go to Niger Republic because we learned that Barrett Torge is from Niger. Are we supposed to go to Niger Republic?
If that's why I use the example of Igboho, I use the example of the Niger Delta militants, I use the example of IPOB, look at the way the government takes care of all these ones. And look at the way the government is telling you are telling me that the government is overwhelmed. It's not true.
So why do you think the government is not doing
that? Then we should ask them.
Why is it so?
They should come out and tell us if you succeed with others. You even go as far as another country to pick somebody you think you want to deal with, and you succeeded. You went as far as Kenya to get Nnamdi Kanu, and you brought him to Nigeria. You said he has a case to answer, he has a case of terrorism, he has a case of... And these ones that we see negotiating with you, with the government, carrying their weapons all over the place, like somebody is carrying a chewing stick. You know, when you are carrying chewing stick, or you can chew your chewing stick anywhere you go. Look at the way. And then they begin to negotiate, and then you begin to ask the government that exactly what exactly is your decision, your policies about all these things. Because I don't see fairness. Okay. If somebody is overwhelmed, he says, okay, look at Russia and Ukraine. The whole world see that Ukraine is overwhelmed by Russia and they are giving support. Now, some people they are running around Palestine, they want to be Palestinian state. They said they are recognizing them because they see that they are overwhelmed. Is that not it? Yeah. But tell me, in Nigeria, are you telling us that these terrorists overwhelm Nigerian government and military? I don't believe that, because the Nigerian government forces takes care of every other area except this area.
Talking about
the question is why?
Taking care of every other thing. Now, Dr. Peter and Nasike, Nigerian government were able to fish 2 internationally known terrorists that were, that other countries couldn't nab, but they were caught on the soil of Nigeria through the help of our grounded intelligence. Why is it difficult for them to do the same for Bello Torji, for the other man whom we told that was killed, but we saw him when they went to broker peace in Katsina State with the people there and religious bodies? Why is it that difficult for them to do so? Are we seeing Nigeria now, big in what Sani Abacha said, that in any country where the issue of insecurity festers for like 48 hours, that the hand of the government is in it? Is that what we're seeing? For
me, the way we see those guys in the north is not how they see them. They don't see them as terrorists. These terrorists is their own words. It's the Western words. They see them as miscreants, as wayward children, as hungry people who need food, who needs attention. So it is you that is seeing them as giving all these adjectives. Understand? So they are being pampered over there. There's no way you can negotiate with somebody who killed 300 people. So you negotiate with him, he goes home, he is forgiven. What happens to the family of those people? So they are being pampered. So this is an issue of sympathy for them. That's up there in the north. Then in the south, They are seeing them as the way dictionary define them: terrorists, bad people. So what all they are doing is just pick and choose. That's what Nigeria government is doing: pick and choose. This guy deserves sympathy. This guy should be made to disappear.
Okay, so doctor, in your words, I would like to reiterate again. You said that it is because they are paying these bandits, okay, that they were not meant to pay. So in a situation where you say they were not meant to...
Once you start paying, you continue paying.
Okay, so once you start paying, so if you decide not to even pay at all, or if they are not even paid, okay, what should they have done?
When you are paying, it becomes a business. It becomes a profitable.
Do you have any other alternative if they are not paid? If you, just like you said, that the paying was wrong, or paying them is even wrong to get your loved ones out, do you have another alternative?
We have had soldiers on the battlefield saying that they have opportunity of capturing these people. A phone call will come. Retreat. Understand? Retreat. Don't go hard on them. Which means some people have sympathy for them. And they are being used there for so many things too, including elections.
Okay, so you would agree with me that the insecurity we're talking about is not just about the north. Okay, we have in the east, we have, I think the new group now that they call is Norma or is Norma something.
Those ones have government backing.
So
okay.
what's the difference between their activities and that of those in the north? If you say that the Umoma operating on the soil of, I think in Imo State,
yes,
they have government backing. What is different between what
the North also have government backing?
What do they have? Who is supporting the people?
I said those in the North, they are seeing them differently from how we are seeing them here.
Okay, then
in the North, no, in the North, in the Omoma you are talking about is a criminal squad. Understand? They know that these are really bad guys. And government is using them against their political enemies.
Okay. No. When you say government are using them against their political enemies,
I mean in Imo State.
In Imo State. Now, there's a video. I don't know if our technical crew can put that video up, where these persons now have migrated instead of going for maybe political opposition now to using bombs. IEDs, to the point that people are mistakenly stepping on it. And I think one of the videos, one of the persons, okay, let's get the video so that we can get them. Not just landmines, we're talking about explosions. And persons, IEDs in the southeast.
It had went off 2 times under a weekend.
Last week we talked about two.
So the issue is the governor of Imo State said even if it's 2,000 people that remains in Imo State, they can vote for him.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this video.
Even if it's only 2,000 people that remained,
let's take a look at this.
They will vote him.
So that we understand what we're talking about.
N'obi nwanne lee na ihe emego ihe wo ọgachi ha karị ihe ihe ọbụla ihe na bọmbụ ọ bọmbụ bụrụ ihe na ngwa ọ na-aza akpakara na amada eze na ama eze polika wuto nwa ya nwoke arịka enwe ihe emega ha gweta bọmbụ ahụ ekwuo ihe emega na n'obi nwanne anyị na bọmbụ ihe bọmbụ kọrọ ihe na n'obi nwanne ọhụ Justin bọmbụ nwa iwe kelere na-eme vidio. So asum ka mee video send on no bi one group. Then ihe mega na bomb. Ngwa nda osa na aza abakara ngwa esi chepuga ha. O ihe mega na no bi one.
Wanna see that one now? When you na you the 10 the here. Here na the 10. New White House town Kenya. And it is collect all there. You watch it.
Sir, talking about the insecurity, and I know that we have different submissions as regards to the situation in the country. But I would not just want us to just talk about them, but what do you think can be a policy reform that we need to address the root cause of banditry, insecurity, all of that in Nigeria?
Now, the first thing, I will not stop saying this thing. We need a constitution that is encompassing for the whole of Nigeria. Everybody will decide how we want to live together and how we want to be ruled by the leaders. That's the first one. That's one of the things that is creating issues. That constitution. To me, suppose I decide. No, to me it's not. Because you can't make one section of Nigerians more powerful than the others. The moment you become an executive, the moment you get a political office, you become very, very powerful. You become rich overnight. And then you want to leave that place. Is it possible? Maybe you are working in a place they are paying you 500,000 every month. That's a good money. And then you find yourself in political office, and then immediately your monthly income rises to maybe 20 million. What you see every month is 20 million. Will you want to leave that place? In fact, when you are leaving, you want to put somebody else there that you can control, because there's money there now. But when you come there and you are coming to serve, your salary is not different from salary of a civil servant. You see that you'll be, what do I'm already earning a good money. What do I want to go into politics to do? It's only the right people that want the interests of Nigerians that will go there. One. Second, the resource control. Without the resource control, you can never, put away this insecurity. This insecurity has come to stay. Because the problem is that some people in government use it as a means to stay in power and prevent, not to use the money, the allocation for what is supposed to do, what is supposed to, because they say there's insecurity. They paid bandits. So if they pay bandits 10 million, they will write 10 billion. 10 billion. These are not easy. So this is the amount you've made.
So that means the bandits are making the money and the government
yes,
also.
They're making money because who wants to charge them how much you give them, how much you spend on security. Look at the feeding of the police. These military people, look at the feeding of the military. They said they paid 90,000 for each person to be fed per month, and then they discovered that they are giving them 1,000. So the remaining money, where is it going? Where is it going?
And that's gone. The war will not end. People are profiting from it.
So many people are profiting. What about arms and ammunition? When they say you should buy so amount, discover that what you buy is questionable. It's not even up to half of what you are paid to buy. And then nobody questions you.
Okay, so when you talk about the arms and the ammunition and all of that, you would agree with me that the bandits, the terrorists, the sophisticated weapons these guys are using, some even said that it is even higher, better than that of our own Nigerian army.
They use drones.
They are even using drones. Where are they getting all of this? Who are the people funding them?
That's it. So that's why I'm saying that do you want it to stop when everybody is making some certain people who have influence, are making huge money from it. Look at what Gumi said. Has it been investigated? No. And up to now, he's been saying this since time of is it Buhari or Jonathan? Up to now, he's saying he's protecting these bandits. He's the one negotiating with them. So many things. And then you want it to go. That's why I'm saying that resource control. If you are generating resource and you allow bandits to take over your state, fine for you now. So you are the one that the resources from my own state will not be used to fund your state.
All right. So
my resources will fund my state. Your resources will fund your state. So if you like, pay bandits, let them destroy your state. We'll see how you can rule your state. The people will rise against you and fight you. The bandits will disappear on its own because the right leaders will be there. They will be able to take care of the people, and the people, all these things will go. Let me tell you another one that you don't know. Go to secondary schools. Go. I once asked somebody in GSS 2 some years ago that if you, as all these children involved in scamming for one yahoo, I now ask, if you get 5 million, GSS 2, if you get 5 million, what are you going to do with it? He began to talk nonsense. He began to talk unreasonable things. I said, that is it. That's it. That's it. But if you give that 5 million to doctor here, You see the
5 million will meet. The 5 million will meet a budget waiting already.
you see the way we judiciously use the money, but and that, look at it. Those children, what are they going to become when they leave school? If they're already in school, they're already involved in so many vices that are terrible. Now, when they leave school, what do you think you are going to do? What do you do? I'm talking about this Lagos. So now go to Zamfara, where the bandits are there, and then you give all these children. You're able to tell, oh, don't worry, just do this for me. You did it. You gave that child 500,000 naira, and the child hold 500,000 naira. You take it home, and they begin to look big among themselves. Do you think it will stop? Do you think it will stop? It will not stop. It will graduate. It will graduate into a bigger terrorist. It will invite his friends to come and join. That there's money in this thing, and they will join. And is that the way to do it? But if you have that resource control, where will that money that you pay bandits, where will it come from? Are you going to use the money of Lagos State to go and pay bandits in South?
The funny thing about the North is that whatsoever that happens in the North, it is either it doesn't happen at all, or when it happens, they escalate it. Because I remember that this kidnapping thing started in the Niger Delta back then. Okay,
Why
did yes, during the militant days back then. But immediately the Northerners picked this up. They did it very, very well. But in closing...
we have to put the records straight. We're told that the people who are doing that are not Nigerians. That was what we're told.
Even if they are Nigerians,
they are not Nigerians. We're told they are not Nigerians. And we could recall also that once a governor of this, they said we invited them.
Not all of them. Many of them are Nigerians. I don't agree with you.
That was what we're told.
Most of them are Nigerians. They just have this specialists, this criminal specialists coming to train
Mr. Lawa and Dr. Anosike, I think at this point we have to really look into Fina's case. You know, when Fina was giving her submissions earlier, when she was giving the statistics as regards to what the president has done, I was almost looking at her as a spokesperson. You understand? I was like, have they paid my colleague? I need to know. Fina, there's something you are not telling us in this studio. You understand? And now, Fina is still speaking on their behalf to say that they are not Nigerians.
I am a professionally trained broadcast journalist.
Fina.
And on the white table where we have, I am telling you that one time governor of this country, in this country, told Nigerians that we invited them. And these people, we could no longer keep our own part of the bargain, and that is why they are doing what
they're doing. I think this statement came from...
And they are also saying that we should find a way to do what? To, liaise with them and make peace. And that is why we also have an intermediary for Nigerian government and the people. I'm talking about a sheikh that will go into the bush with a full support of the government to go and do what? Decide on the way forward with bandits.
Okay, I think at this point, Fina is just being sarcastic.
I don't understand. But let's look at Samuel Ekpa. Which country is Samuel Ekpa from? He's serving jail time now, and Nigerians are very happy. Yes, thank God he was caught. Yes, as if the problem of Nigeria when it comes to this is when these people are gone. That is Samuel Ekpa is taking care of. That's the totality of our problem. Everything will be fine in Nigeria.
But of course,
that's where they go.
Mr. Lawa, that statement Fina mentioned as regards to a governor actually saying that we invited them. That was Jonathan's period because, of course, insecurity. Insecurity became very, very serious as of that particular period.
Someone also said in
and they can't maintain them again. So if a governor has said this, let them call this governor.
And someone saying attack on Boko Haram is attack on the North.
On the North, yes.
So these are statements being made by people who invited. Now the question is this. Because of the fact that these are not Nigerians, we're being told by CDS, he said that they are not Nigerians. You have some governors also testify that they are foreign entities. Tolji Bello is a Nigerian who was sent out of Niger, back to Nigeria and all that. The question is this. We know that crime are being committed on the local level. Do you both think that if we're to enthrone the state police at this point, it is going to help us end the issue of insecurity in Nigeria? Because for me, you said you were born in the North, Dr. Peter Anosike. For me, I can boldly tell you that my whole destiny still resides in the North. We're still there, as the case may be. I still have people even in Meduguri, in Borno State, as we're speaking, as a case, because of the love and attachment there, far north and all that. And these unscrupulous elements who are not Nigerians are depriving us, the legitimate owners, the sovereign owners of the nation, from our freedom. So do you think that, the state policing is going to help ameliorate the issue of insecurity?
One, two things. Resource control, state police. Resource control, state police. One, our governors are not creative because they are not generating the money that they are spending. So the people are not holding them accountable. Understand? But there's a difference between one who is making all the money and another who is eating this money. The one who is making all the money is likely going to be more protective. That is the importance of resource control. I'm generating this thing from my soil. It must not waste.
Okay.
Then state police. When you have a state police, those who make up the state police are from the particular state. One, they speak the same language with the people. They know the terrain. Understand? So a policeman from Zamfara will be useless in Obomosho.
Okay.
Understand me? One, the people will not even cooperate with him. He doesn't know the terrain in Obomosho. He don't speak Yoruba.
May even be biased.
Understand me? Sure. And there will be no emotional attachment
to his people.
Because this is not my own people. Yeah. Anything can happen.
All right. Thank you.
So these are the two solutions: resource control and the state police. And mind you, Tinubu has gone to court 14 times for resource control.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor, for that particular submission. We'll be going straight to trends now, but before then, let's go on a quick break. As soon as we return, you would get trends from us. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned.
Glad to have you back. Still the Morning Balls and Voice of the People television. And this is a trend time. Let's look at what is trending. Here in Lagos, the State Commissioner of Police, Oluhundere Jimo, has warned officers against extortion, harassment, and human rights abuses, stressing the need to respect citizens' dignity while carrying out their duties. At a strategic meeting with area commanders and divisional officers, he specifically banned the practice of stopping young people to check their mobile phones on the road, describing it as unlawful, except when such devices are confirmed experts in an investigation. He reminded officers that fairness, professionalism, and accountability must guide their work. Highlighting recent achievements, the CP announced the arrest of several notorious criminals, including a murderer, a suspect known as Shameolu, a leader of vehicle vandals who disguised as security personnel, and an ex-convict linked to armed robbery and attempted murder. He assured Lagosians of the command's commitment to tackling crimes and urged residents to support police officers and their effort by providing credible information. Interesting one, this is not the first time, we're getting such directive. Yes. Stop mounting roadblocks, stop doing stop and search, stop checking their mobile phones, yesterday, it even happened yesterday. I saw one yesterday. A guy's bag, he was stopped, and next to that they said, bring your bag. And they took the guy's bag and were searching it. And I was watching, I was just looking at them from the car, like, what is really happening? And I noticed that when you look at the police guys, they were not having tag. Their names were not on the body. It's just them carrying guns. Then the first thing that came into my mind is, when is this going to end? When are we going to have this? Talking about the police, it's not just the police now. Sorry to say, I don't mean to deviate a bit. Something is happening along the select axis, the pedestrian. We have the kick against indiscipline team there, the Kai team there. Yeah. And guess what those people are doing? Some of them will wear mufti. And they will position themselves at both ends. They have the vehicle parked at one part of it. And all they are waiting for is for people that want to cross. So these guys, you think they want to cross the road too with them, and then crossing to catch you.
They encourage you to cross.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
So that you think that it's normal, I'm a cross. So when they cross to the other side, they will disappear.
And next thing you hear is, how much are you going to pay? I was so bitter yesterday too, because all this things happened yesterday. I was angry. A lady could not use the bridge because she had leg injury. And then when I saw her, like, no, I can't help you. She wanted me to help us. I cannot help you. Let's approach one of the the people there who happens to be the officers. I guess it's one of their duty too, because it shows how empathic someone can be doing your job judiciously. Help this person climb the stairs. Let the person get across to the other side of the road where she is heading to. And guess what I got in return? That's not my duty. I was like, then if she's to find someone to say, okay, let's find a way to flag down vehicle and cross the road, what happened? You're paying 50. They are bargaining. They have their spots. You pay us 50,000, 30,000. Let's see how it goes. 40,000. What is really happening? And the police officer today were getting that they've been given a new mandate to say, stop extortion. So that's what will happen. They will also going to, increase that mantra, police is your friend. Dr. Anosike, what do you have to say about this? Police is your friend.
Police can never be my friend.
Bailout is free, and police is your friend. Believe it.
Bailout is free, but you must show appreciation. Appreciation will be more than the bail. So for me, on the issue of the pedestrian bridge, I'm not in support of somebody crossing the express.
Express, yeah.
That you must use that pedestrian bridge. But I pass that Sunday almost every day. What people do, when they see that car bus park, they will now go up. When it's not there, they want to cross, but it is wrong.
Okay, sir, let me go to Mr. Lawal. You would agree with me that the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, is really doing a good job ever since he joined or he was appointed, okay? And he warned his officers regards to harassing human rights, abusing them and all of that. So I want to ask you, presently in this nation, what are your thoughts on current state of human rights?
But excuse me, before he answers, that money that they took picture with, where would that money go to?
The money that it what?
That they took picture with. The commissioner was standing there behind a pack of money.
Yeah.
Where are they taking it?
Okay, so when we are done on the show, you and I will make our way down to the state command where we will do that particular investigative journalism, and we would get to find out.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead, sir. So I said, what are your thoughts on the current state of human rights in Nigeria?
Well, it's low. It's low. It's low when it comes to human rights. Because when it comes to human rights, that means you want to defend somebody who is unjustly treated. But it's low. It's low. And then there's a lot that needs to be done. Now, like what you said about the commissioner. Now, it's a good thing because they've been saying it. It's a good thing. But this time, they need to back it up with intelligence and action. Intelligence. You don't need, if you say it, then you have a unit in which their duty is to take care of things like this. This unit will not wear, they will just dress like any other person and see where all these things are going on.
To make sure that it is enforced.
Yes, take care of it. And then another thing is to stop it, to justify your action. When you take that drastic action against the erring police or to control it, you need to also treat the police well. And seriously, the job they are doing is a very, very risky job. It's a very risky job. They have wives and children, they have their lives to live, and they are there protecting people. I see them, I greet them. In fact, when I pass there, I generally go near them and greet them. I say, well done, sir. They will say, thank you. You see them in the rain. You see them in the rain, in the sun, at night. I began to wonder, some of them, they will just wear their ordinary uniform without any wears to protect them from the cold at night. They don't have all these things. Some of them, they will go out, they will carry gun without any bulletproof. Some of them, their uniforms are so old. Some of them don't have cars of their own. Some of them even stay in one room. Face me, I face you, apartment, whole police. That this psychologically needs to go home, relax, for you to prepare for the next day, how you are going to do your job well. And then you get home and you face every conditions. Every terrible conditions before you get to work. And your work requires that you deal with people. And then how do you expect them to behave? Before, I remember they used to build this housing estates for them. You see what the government is doing to those housing estates again.
No, but now our governments or the executive arm are not bothered about that. Now they are building it for the judiciary, the judges. That's what they are building.
They are forgetting.
I think the judges needs it more.
And you see the police. Look at the police. They look after the judges. If you go to court, you are going to see police with the judges because the judge cannot do anything without the police. If you sign,
but the judge will help the politician.
And that's
why they need to build the house.
That's the problem. But you've forgotten that the police is want to secure your safety. Even if you make a pronouncement, it is the police that will come to enforce it. You can see where the police is paramount. You can see their job is a very sensitive job.
Interesting.
It's very sensitive. They need to go and take care of it starting from their police college. They're supposed to be collecting allowances like the medical people.
So officially, I think Mr. Lawai is actually protesting for Nigerian police.
I go to stations and I pity them.
This is lovely.
I even encourage communities to assist. In my area, I will dig their borehole for them.
Well, is that enough justification for them to be extorting ordinary Nigerians because of the poor remuneration that they got, because of the fact that they are the ones taking care of themselves and the government is not looking
Fina, you want to open a fresh case. Fina.
Is that the reason for them to be extorted?
They know this before signing for the job. They know that they will be in the cold and in the rain before signing for the job. But every policeman on the road is under pressure to make a return.
To the big boss.
To the big, understand?
So are we going to see the issue of this extortion end anytime soon in Nigeria?
It won't.
Okay, so since they are to make their return, let's also make our return. Fina.
I don't know that. It's like,
Fina, we really need to check you. And doctor, the job is just for you to actually assess Fina.
Exactly,
let Fina even declare her assets because we don't know maybe she's been paid separately out of VOP media. We need to know.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being part. Thank you, gentlemen, for being part of today's show. We'll be speaking with Dr. Peter Anosike, who is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He's also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. And also we had Mr. Lawale Kundayo, an educationist, a farmer, a public affairs commentator, graced the show today. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
All right, this is how far we can go on the Morning Buzz this Saturday on Voice of the People Television. I remain my humble host, Fina. Okay, you're going to also encourage us to continue to be patriotic in everything we do. I believe that Nigeria will be great again. But believe me, it begins with you and myself. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Don't give up because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough people do last. So whatever you're facing will soon be over, and you will definitely smile again. My name remains Savior Udo. Enjoy your weekend.
Yep.